Yes, one of those rare drive times. As always, if you can like it, you can share it. But why wouldn't you share it? If you come and you tune in and you listen, why wouldn't you take it past where you found it? I don't understand. Somebody, please tell me. Never take the light of truth and place it under a basket. Yes, I don't make many drive times anymore. Uh, the motivation has somewhat left me. If you look at what's going on in the world today, you will see that half of America is effed up. I mean, they just are. So I'm gonna talk about some random stuff, put it out there, and you can take it and you can pass it on. I'm not going to belabor any particular point, but I'm gonna, get through some things. So let's get going. So y'all with me now? Do not put no money in super chat. All right? Don't let YouTube do it to me. If you want to send me something, you can send it to $TMOTOFGA. That's CashApp. And I'm not asking for your money, but I'm asking you not to give it to YouTube because they don't give a damn, man. They lock your money up, keep you from earning the whole night. We all know about censorship, right? So I ain't even got to get into all of that. All right, so I'm just going to be, while I'm on my way home, I'm going to run down the list of things that y'all need to understand and be aware of. Okay. I talked to a good friend of mine. Well, you know what? She's a sister in Christ. I'm not going to say a good friend of mine because I would not have been a good friend to allow her to have gotten to the point to where she believed the things that she believed. Now, I just left my church. Suffice it to say, the reason I left, I don't support abortion. And I got tired of hearing the word cracker, nigga, and faggot coming out of the pulpit when you are trying to draw people to Christ and not run them away. And the argument was made was, well, it's the truth that's offending. No, because see, I can speak against homosexuality and not use the word faggot at all. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to make a point. You got to be able to reach all people, even though all people might not accept the word of Christ. And that's what Jesus said. Hey, if you go into a town and they don't receive you, shake the dust from your sandals and keep on moving, right? Okay. But the biggest issue was the support of abortion. Now, the argument made by him is God wants women to have the right to choose abortion. Now, that's the dumbest damn thing I have ever heard in my life. But I sat under it for, quite a while. And, hey, I just prayed for my brother. But understand something. We have a sixth commandment that says thou shalt not murder. So if God wants women to be able to choose to murder the life of the child in the womb, wherein God told one of his prophets, I knew you before you were formed in the womb, then God must be okay with me committing murder. He wants me to have a choice to commit murder. But I say to you, bullshit. God does not want you to choose that. God gave a commandment that thou shalt not murder. Now I know what, a lot of people say thou shalt not kill. But the proper translation is thou shalt not murder, because God had, the children of Israel kill a whole bunch of suckers, all right, that needed to be killed. That being said, murder is the unrighteous taking of a life. And laying down and getting pregnant, and please don't throw that nonsense up in my face about what if you were raped. That is so far few and in between that don't even register on the Richter scale, and still the child is innocent and should be given an opportunity for life. But anyway, she said to me in the conversation when I said, well, I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. Well, you know, I don't support abortion either. I don't think people should get pregnant and go have abortions because they just don't want a baby. But there are laws that force women to carry dead fetuses. Now I'm going to try and make this story short so I can get on some of them other points. I asked, what law? Of course, she couldn't answer. Send me the link to the story. Of course, she couldn't. Tell me where you get that from. Well, there was a woman. So while on the phone with her, I looked it up myself. And there was a woman in Texas. Okay. Now here's the reality of the story. The woman miscarried, which means that there was no law, Texas abortion law, forcing her to carry a dead fetus. She had a miscarriage, and the doctor, being responsible, said, okay, before I give you a D&C, which is what the woman wanted, I need you to just simply go get an ultrasound so that we can verify there is not a viable fetus in your womb. Well, for whatever reason, it took the woman 2 weeks to go do whatever she needed to do. But the woman, my friend, is telling me there is a law, which there is not, that prevented her from getting an abortion, which it wasn't. It was a D&C. And that she had a problem with that. You got a problem with nothing? This is where we have come to in this country. And I told her, I said, listen, friend, research. I am appealing to your common sense. What doctor would force a woman to carry a fetus that is dead? I don't even know how she could even, it was her truth. Just because it's her truth don't make it right. And it wasn't that woman's truth. The truth was she wanted a D&C. I couldn't find a single story that said the woman said, I want to have an abortion to get rid of this dead fetus, but I can't because of the abortion law in Texas. But this is what she was saying, and I told her, you are no different than the guy standing in the pulpit that I left. Of course, she called me pig-headed because I wouldn't listen. I say, no, I don't listen to lies. That don't even make sense. And you want to know something else about the beauty of the body? When a woman is carrying a fetus that becomes non-viable or dies, the body on its own will purge it. Hey, ergo, whole point of a miscarriage. So, we're talking about a woman. I don't know if she ever had children or not. I didn't even get into all of that. But this is where we are in this country when it comes to people and doing research about the candidates that they support. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So now that I have dealt with that, let me move on to something else. We got Joe Biden. They have got, you know, as you young folks say, they got the receipts. They got everything. Hunter Biden saying, hey, I'm sitting here with my pappy, and if you don't do X, Y, Z, I'm going to let him know. So all of that information is out there. All people got to do is go and look for it. I was talking to another friend, and I say, well, don't you know that Joe Biden once campaigned with Robert Byrd to keep the schools segregated in Virginia? Oh, here go the story right here. Didn't want to hear it. So what was the comeback? The comeback was, well, I just don't trust Trump. Why? because the media told you not to, name one thing that Trump has done to make you not trust him. Okay, I even gave her one. Oh, okay, Trump said when you got a lot of money, women will let you grab them by the pussy. That is a fact. Okay, you can't deny it. It's true. So Trump said it. That makes him a pussy grabber? No, Trump never said he grabbed pussy. I know I'm making a point to get y'all to see where we are in this country today. They have thrown every book they can come up with on Trump. Why? Because they don't want him in office. When you have Republicans against Trump, that's a group actively campaigning against the man. When you have Democrats, when you have people like Mitt Romney, I can go down the list of all of the rhinos that people in the Republican Party support that are going against Trump, that ought to tell you something. Even now and up to DeSantis, who is running against Trump, who ought to be trying to help Trump. Trump got in office and did things the president has done since the likes of Reagan and Abraham Lincoln. He changed things. He overturned, my saying was, he was overturning the money changers' tables. And neither party liked that. They want to get back to business as usual. DeSantis, if you go to thenewamerican.com/freedom-index and look up his constitutional voting record, it's 70%. That means 30% of the time he shat on the Constitution along with Democrats, because the Democrats on average have about a 15 to 20% constitutional voting record, which means they piss on it 80% of the time on average. So that 30% of the time that DeSantis was pissing or shatting on the Constitution, that was when he was helping the Democrats. And that 30% of the time was on those things that hurt all of us Americans the most. I don't know why people don't understand it. Y'all know, if you've been following me, I've been railing against Democrats, man, for the last 10 years. Not Democrats, I'm sorry. I have been railing against rhinos for the last 10 years. That's why I was rejected by the Republican Party, because I would not carry water for those abominations. All right? It is because of the rhinos that the Democrats are able to do the things that they do. Now, I know I'm belaboring the point. I won't keep on going on it, but I just want to point that out. Good friend of mine by the name of Hank Sullivan did an article. I put it on my Facebook wall talking about Vivek, because I'm seeing all kind of what about Vivek? He's out. Man, did you do any research? First off, I ain't even considering, because I'm voting for Trump in the primary. Period. And I am a believer. Trump won in 2020, all right? He won, whether y'all like it or not. There was no insurrection. I was up there. But it don't matter how many people I tell you that just don't want to hear it. They're going to listen to the media. So Hank did this in-depth analysis of Vivek. I suggest everybody check it out. I suggested that Hank do the same thing for DeSantis. See, I'm not even considering DeSantis, so I ain't worried about doing no research on him. I know what his past was. Yeah, he did a good job in Florida, and I applauded him on it, but here's what you don't understand about Florida. That's just one damn state. DeSantis was only pissing off people in one state, but making people in the other 49 states, Republicans, fall in love with him for what he's doing. But if he gets back up in the big seat, he's going to go right back to business as usual. And that's what people don't understand. You don't have to fuck over the Oh, y'all, please forgive me for saying that. Yeah, I did. I said it. So, let me go on and finish. You ain't got to fuck over all of the Constitution to screw over America. All you got to do is fuck over enough of it that robs us of our liberties and our freedoms. And that is what is happening. Now, the Democrats go all out on it, but rhinos give them room and cover and vote with them where it is necessary to continue to deprive us of our liberties and freedom. So Hank Sullivan, if you do watch this video, which I doubt, I hope you do that explanation on DeSantis as well. I'm not even gonna get into Nikki Haley. Anyway, she supports Ukraine. No, you know what? If y'all don't understand what the hell is going on with Ukraine, nothing I say right now will make a difference, so I'm not even gonna bother. Moving on. Let me take you back in history. When Obama, in his first term, I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. Well, that shite turned real quick when we got to his second term, because Obama is a sodomite. Whether y'all like it or not, want to admit it or not. Now, I don't know if Michelle Obama is a man or not. Don't really care. But, you know, there are people that I know personally that are sodomites that acknowledge, yes, I was doing it with the man. Larry Sinclair, look him up. But the point I'm trying to make, he opened the door for all of this stuff that we see happening out here in America today. You know, what I like about Putin, Putin said, leave the children alone. First, the sodomites, I call them the alphabet sex soup group. They just wanted to be left alone and wanted us out of their bedroom. Well, I was never in their bedroom. And I say, cool, I'm good with that. You know, God will judge you when the time comes. But they don't went from us not being in their bedroom to going in our bedroom. I don't even watch live TV no more. I don't want to see another damn commercial about that drug that they push about you can be undetectable with HIV. And you know, in other words, they saying just keep on doing what you've been doing, and you'll be all right. This is where we are. But Obama opened that door, and then here comes that knucklehead Bruce Jenner. Man, that dude was a hero, man. He used to be on the Wheaties box, but now here he is, mentally ill. I'm a woman, and every time I see somebody go, yes, Caitlin, fool, you have been indoctrinated. That is not Caitlin. That is Bruce. Bruce, what you're born as, that is what you is. And these people that think that because they declare they're another sex, man, don't even get me started on the kids that they are mutilating. The Christian church. Oh, gotta stop that. The Christian church has lost its flavor. They have allowed this. And I can trace it back to where it started. LBJ almost lost a Senate seat in Texas. He was so pissed off that he said this will never happen again. And when he became president, he came up with the 401c3 for churches, which meant if you are getting tax-free or tax-exempt status from the government, you can't engage in political discourse. Because it was political discourse that almost cost him his seat. But nobody will go back. Hey, let's talk about the vaccine. Why in the hell do you think we got the Vaccine Act of 1986? Because vaccine companies got tired of being sued for the harm and damage that vaccines did. And yes, that Republican that many Republicans revere, Ronald Reagan, some make the excuse that, well, he wasn't all there when he signed that bill. He signed the bill giving them an exemption. Oh, and guess what? They set up a fund on the side, whereas if a child is damaged, we pay for it out of our tax dollars. Not them. Man, you can look all of this up and see for yourself. But this is where we are to date. We got a weak church. We got man in the house rule that destroyed the black family, where we got all these gangbangers going up and down the road killing people. And it's not just the Negroes now that are being destroyed by this. It's white people too. They see what's happening. We got these sodomites. Every time you turn on the TV, forget about the commercial. Something about sodomitism. I stopped watching it. Why? Because they are trying to normalize that behavior in my mind. Oh, well, that was just one scene. Oh, okay then. Well, they ain't showing kissing. Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't show, dick in the booty. And then you finally get to the point, next thing you know, you watching everything that comes out because of a particular actor. And there are actors that I don't even watch no more because that's what they do. Kiefer Sutherland is one of them. I love 24. But the stuff that he's been doing lately, he got all of it incorporated in the shows that he does. But, guys like Sam Elliott, I ain't seen none of that. And now, many other guys that I can name. Yellowstone, guy named, y'all know who I'm talking about, type of actors. But this is where we are in this country today. That was foreign to me. I didn't understand that as a kid. But, as I grew up and got older, it's okay. One of my friends who didn't have a dad, his dad got killed in an elevator. So, you learn to grow and you figure those things out. But it was still foreign. You expected everybody to have a mom and a dad in the house. But that's not the case today. That's just not where we are anymore. You expect it. And you know what? And my cousin and I, we were talking about doing a show where we talk about male and female issues, right? And one of those, I said, well, let's call the show 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one. I know, hey, don't get mad. But the point I was making, why would a guy consider dating a woman, now hear me out, 5 kids by 6 different men, and she's still having sex with him unprotected? Now, if it was a woman with 6 kids by 8 different men, but she has changed her ways, no, Negro, you got to put a ring on this finger before we get into the bed. Or at the very least, you're going to have to put on a condom because I ain't dropping no more babies and I ain't married. Completely different circumstance. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because I know some of y'all going to get pissed off about it and ain't going to like it. But the reality is real. We have conditioned the minds of people to bring children into the world without a mother and a father that care enough about them to raise them and see them out of the nest like the birds and the bees. That's where we are. Now, I've covered the political scene. Joe Biden and his crime family, they are as crooked as they come. Obama has given us unyielding sodomitism that is tearing this country apart. Listen, God burnt Sodom and Gomorrah to the ground. And I'm so sick of seeing these sodomites go, you got a religion that does not appreciate somebody loving anybody. Man, I love everybody as long as they ain't trying to take my life, destroy my family, some of that other nonsense. But that don't mean I got to love the nonsense that they're engaged in. And the Bible is clear in the Old Testament and the New Testament about that. Abortion, that's just a non-starter. And I don't support the death penalty. Why don't I support the death penalty? Because government is too corrupt. If you follow the news like I do, and I don't mean watching CNN and Fox, I'm talking about alternative news. All of the black men that have been released from prison off of death row or after serving 20, 30, and 40 years because they were innocent. Imagine if they had been executed. And there are those that have been executed by the U.S. government that were innocent. It is better that 1,000 men go free than one innocent man put to death. And again, the government is too corrupt to have that amount of power. God, when he talked about that under the law of Moses, he was looking for people that were righteous to administer the law. And that's the reason why Jesus came on the scene. And when Jesus talked to the Pharisees about the law, you know what? And that was a lesson that, caused me to end up leaving my church. But anyway, I'm digressing. I didn't mean to. Let me try and get back on point and cover a few other things. So we know we got the Biden crime family. Trump is not going to be convicted. Don't worry about Trump. And you know what? Even if Trump is convicted, consider all of the things that we know now that we did not know. Now, I say we in the collective, but I knew long before, because I had went inside the belly of the rhino-infested beast. I saw what they were about. And they didn't give a damn about the people. It was about power, just like with the Democrats. Trump has the courage of Samson. Even when he realized he screwed up, and I think Trump has realized he screwed up because of all of those rhinos. Okay, y'all want and all Barr, people in his administration, all of those people that backstabbed him, but Trump endorsed them. They had records. Why he endorsed them, I don't know. I had put out a question: did Trump endorse all of those people just so that they could be exposed, knowing that he might lose the next election and then come back in that third round and keep his promise about taking all of those people to task and ensuring that we got justice? I don't know. I hope that's true. But I'm not worried about Trump because, again, Trump has the strength of Samson to the point. Now imagine this. This man and all that he is putting up with, the attacks, the accusations. Look, folks, I'm just some little nobody on YouTube. And when people used to call me Uncle Tom and bootlicker and all that old kind of stuff, that initially back in the beginning, 2000, man, that used to bother me. Hey, wait a minute, I'm just telling the truth. Trump was just trying to do what was right. Who can argue with people coming into the country legally? Who the hell got a problem with that? Who could argue with Trump getting rid of Joe Biden and Bill Clinton's crime bill of 1994? Who could argue with trade being fair between the United States and the countries? Who could argue with those things? But people did. They had a problem with it. Not those things, but the fact that the media said Trump is a liar, Trump is a crook, nothing to back any of it up. But Trump has endured all of that. And Samson endured what he endured, trusting Delilah, who cut his hair. And then he stood between those two pillars as that young man to help him. And prayed to God. And he pushed those pillars down, killing more in death than he had in life. So I'm not worried about Trump. Trump willingly stepped into this and has sacrificed himself, if for nothing else but our good. And if you can't see it, if you can't understand it, if you like all of this nonsense going on with our children, these freaks at the library, my mayor, well, she's not the mayor anymore, but Keisha Lance Bottom, she had those sodomites, those clowns coming to to City Hall to read to kids. And there were Negroes lined up to get inside to bring their kids. Now, I didn't see no men down there. You know who it was? Mostly Negro females taking their sons and daughters to go sit in the laps of these sodomites. Y'all call them sodomites. That is not the same thing as a faggot. Sodomite is a biblical term. It simply means people that have sex with the same sex. It is no different than the word Negro, which is not a derogatory term. It simply means, and it's synonymous to, the word black. In fact, Negro is on my birth certificate. So, I think, oh, you know what? I'm going to say one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. That submersible, that tour, you know, going 2 miles beneath the surface of the ocean, that's not a tourist attraction. Hey, look, this ain't nothing against, you know, my white brothers and sisters. Boy, y'all always, man, y'all make a sport out of anything. I'm just gonna tell you, you know. But anyway, when I saw that submersible and they were talking about going down to see the Titanic, all I did, I just went. I saw people making jokes and fun about it. You know, 5 people lost their lives in that. Some things you don't. I don't know. Some things just ain't funny, and to me, that just wasn't one of them. It ain't something that I would have done. Would I jump out of an airplane with a parachute? Yeah, I would probably do that. But, you know, there's just some things, man, I'm just not going to do. But I think that's about all that I got. I can't believe the video was able to go this long. Let's see, 33 minutes. Okay, cool. I hope y'all enjoyed this, you know, one rare time of me, you know, coming back and talking to you. But we living in some crazy times. And be diligent. Take care of your children. Excuse me. Take care of your children. Love your children. Be kind to people. And most of all, research a candidate before you cast a vote for them. I don't know why I got the hiccups. Research your candidates before you vote for them. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're a Republican, Trump, let them try a church that supports this kind of nonsense. Mega church. You might need that church because unfortunately so many Negroes are caught up in the being indoctrinated into the Democrat plantation that they can't see nothing else. And Republicans, don't you know, be nodding your head in agreement if you support rhinos. If you voted for people like Mitt Romney and even John McCain, even though he's not here no more, Trey Gowdy and all of those people that have done that, Cruz, you ain't no better than those Negroes that support Joe Biden, because those people ain't done a damn thing to turn it around in this country other than rhetoric. It is called theater. That's it. Make you think they're fighting for you, but they ain't stopped shite. Period. Thank you very much there, Jax. Exactly. They are traitors.